So there we go, David Gray speaking to Gavin Ritua ahead of this afternoon's game. And let's bring you today's teams. Here is how the Hibees line up after Thursday's derby win at Tynecastle. You've just heard David Gray tell you about Ellie Ewan, who misses out today through injury. There are 2 changes in total for Hibs. Junior Hoylett is the player who comes in for Ellie Ewan up front alongside Martin Boyle. Warren O'Hora has struggled with an ankle problem recently, so his place in the starting 11 goes to Lewis Miller, who looks set to slot in alongside Jack Iredale and Rocky Bashiri at the back. The bench today for Hibs is Joseph Bursick, Warren O'Hora, Dylan Levitt, Luke Amos, Harry McCurdy, Kwon, Jordan Obita, Nathan Mariah Welsh and Dwight Gale. This is Brad Lyons. Watson gives it back to the Northern Irishman. Pass inside to Vassell, well read by Rocky. And then Josh Campbell does well to win the ball back in midfield. And now Boyle has space to run into. Boyle whips a great ball in. It's Hoylett who had to score. And somehow from about 4 yards out he's missed.
Well, Josh Campbell is the instigator just by holding that position as a 10. And he gets 2 good options. Picks the right one for me, threads it out to Boyle. Boyle touch, clips it in, and look at Hoylett just round the back for that very reason, and you have to score. I mean, the ball in is absolutely perfect by Martin Boyle. It's probably for Josh Campbell, but it's right on the money, and Campbell takes the runner with him, and when you're 4 yards out middle of the goal, I mean, that is as easy as it gets.
Delightful ball in from Martin Boyle, as you said, Stuart. Certainly looked to be aimed towards Josh Campbell. And now Bobby Wales might be in behind for Kilmarnock, but it's a tame effort and just finally in. It comes to the near post. Excellent run was made there, I think, by Iredale. Couldn't get onto it, but here's Junior Hoylett. Space opening up from the middle, but it's given away. Now Fraser Murray looks to eat up some grass and pick out Vassell. It's a good ball. It's Kyle Vassell. Couldn't wrap his foot round it. An easy save in the end for Jordan Smith, but that's exactly what you were talking about in terms of Kilmarnock's threat, particularly on the counter-attack.
And I could see as soon as the ball got played to Fraser Murray, Vassell was pointing in the channel where he wanted it. Looked like he timed his run perfectly, and it's actually a great first touch. It's a tame finish. I mean, you could see he was trying to whip that in the far corner, Thierry Henry style, but it was a very good pass by Fraser Murray, and I thought his first touch was terrific. Got it exactly where he wanted it. I mean, any goal in a derby is going to get you some credence with the fans.
Boyle gets the break of the ball here. He still goes on into the box. It's a great run by Boyle. Gets it across towards Hoylett. Can't find the finish again. And, a great chance for Nicky Cadden, which is deflected wide of the target, and Hibs will have a corner. Wonderful attacking play from Martin Boyle in the build-up.
Well, it really was. As I said to you, Boyle just dropping a shoulder, getting to the box. They can't touch him. Puts it into an area. The impressive thing, what about this for a touch over his shoulder from Nicky Cadden? Sets, hits a beautiful volley, which is deflected narrowly wide. But Nicky Cadden, I mean, you know, he was full stretch just to try and get a toe on the ball, but he actually managed to first touch over his shoulder to set for a volley. Brilliant piece of skill.
I assume there was some sort of VAR check going on, which is what the hold-up was all about. Martin Boyle being allowed to put his gloves back on, just off the screen on the left-hand side there. Here comes Nicky Cadden's delivery on top of the goalkeeper. It's 1-0 to Hibernian. And it's Nectar Triantis bundling in to put it home. His first Hibernian goal. And a huge roar greets the finish. Wonderful delivery. Robin McCrory simply couldn't come up to get it. And Triantis with the finish.
Well, Triantis is someone that you want to put into the opposing penalty box because he's a big guy. You know, he's well over 6 foot, and he's got a good spring, and his movement just gets across the near post. Goalkeeper kind of runs into the back of his own player. I mean, from a defensive perspective, it's a cheap goal, but Bushiri is making a nuisance of himself, as he did for the first goal at Tynecastle, and Triantis just does what any good attacking minded player will do from a set piece, get across the near post and all he needs is just a tiny glancing header from a couple of yards. Cheap goal from Kilmarnock's perspective, but Hibs will take it all day long.
It's always telling, isn't it, when not one player even makes a shout for it, because I didn't see Kyle Vassell make a claim towards the referee, as Lewis Mayo will chase that one down. Robbie McCrory makes the clearance. And that will be another free kick, and I think it's Danny Armstrong who will be shown the yellow card by Dan McFarlane for the challenge on Nicky Cadden.
You normally get these ones given for reckless. I'm just trying to keep an eye on. Flash the cards.
Something the Hibs have worked on the training ground here as Boyle clips it in just over Bashiri's head. Triantis out towards Miller, who does really well to spin away from Vassell. He's going to go for it himself and force a save from McCrory. It goes across, and Rocky just couldn't shape himself for the finish.
Well, first of all, the ball was actually kept alive, and when it popped out to Lewis Miller, there was only one thought in his head: to take a touch and fizz it in. Decent save by McCrory, but he actually tees it up nicely for Hoylett. Quite rightly puts it back into the box. I mean, it's a good hit. It's powered into a dangerous area. Hoylett helps it back in, and Bashiri, unfortunately, isn't quite expecting the ball to come in that fast.
Should be a Hibs ball in front of David Gray's dugout.
I'd just like to see the pace of the game pick up. You know, there's a lull, and I think it's Hibs' responsibility to liven it up.
Here's Campbell. Oh, you wanted to play it back in towards Nicky Cadden, I think. Lyons clearing it down the line and picked up by Rocky. What's David Gray thinking about right now? Is he thinking about making any changes with the existing 11 that's on the pitch, or hold up a second as Fraser Murray dashes into the box? He'll go for goal. It's pushed away by Jordan Smith, and then Iredale wins the free kick off of Danny Armstrong, and
he could be in trouble.
Yeah, he could be in big trouble. I think, did I just see the referee go to his pocket?
Yeah, he's gone.
He's gone. This is going to be a second yellow card, and Danny Armstrong is off. Kilmarnock are reduced to 10 men. Let's have a look. I thought it was a delayed reaction at first from Iredale, but that replay suggests maybe it wasn't, and just as Kilmarnock had a great chance to go level, they now find themselves a goal down and a man down.
I mean, it's tough luck on Kilmarnock to find themselves in this position, because it was a brilliant counter-attack. Fraser Murray, you could tell that he's a righty playing on the left, so when he found himself in that position to pull the trigger, there wasn't a huge amount of pace on it, and I thought that Jordan Smith made a bit of a meal of it, if I'm honest. Iredale let the ball run across his body, which was risky, and you can see Armstrong is protesting. I mean, this is the shot, first of all. It's tame, and I think the goalie should do better. The question is, does he catch him? I mean, the reaction of the player tells you that he does, but the referee has to be sure. Has he actually made contact? I'm not convinced that he has.
And have a feeling that when Jordan Smith takes this free kick, that will be time up. And listen to the chant from the Hibs fans as the final whistle goes, and 2024 will end with victory for Hibs.